Right. Now, normally you would have... There's also a chest massage. Have I done that with some of you? I have.
Yeah, you did show us a little bit of it, yeah.
Brushed it.
From the pec.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know.
Did a bit.
So talk to me then about the abdomen. What do you know about the structures under the area we're going to work now?
We're doing it tomorrow, I think.
You're too high for me. I'm just thinking that's going to be really hard for me to work. Hey? No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You sure?
Bear in mind, this couch is way too high for me. I know that as soon as I come here because it doesn't feel right. Okay? It doesn't feel right in my body. I'm thinking, oh, okay, that feels a bit high.
Do you want to do it on someone else?
No, we can do it on you because it's abdominal, that's fine. But what I'm going to say about that is I may have my shoulders up because actually I can't do it as well as I normally would. So what do we know about the abdominal area? What do we know about the skeleton in the abdominal area?
So you've got your spine
Yeah?
underneath it. It's quite big, isn't it, the spine?
What, my tummy?
No, the spine, like the bit of the part of the
Okay,
spine
so you've
is
got the
actually
spine at the back or in the
back
middle,
in the
if you
middle,
like.
yeah.
And what have you got here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ribs around.
Cavity.
Yeah, so we've got the ribs, the 12th rib
diaphragm
coming down
at the
here.
top.
And what have we got here? No
Pecs.
bones.
Yeah.
No bones.
And nothing
No
on the
bones.
side, right? And then hips.
Nothing on the side. Then we've got the iliac crest, haven't we? So we've got the pubic bone, ribs, iliac crest. But actually this area here, how does that leave you?
It's quite a vulnerable space.
It's a very vulnerable space. What's the one area we tend to protect if we're emotional? It's like we kind of do this. It's the heart and the abdomen that tends to get protected. What happens when people are depressed? Yeah, it's actually a closing in. So we approach with the abdomen with some awareness of that, actually. Anybody know anything about energy centres?
It's the heart, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the tangent. You know about that, don't you? It's the heart, it's the tangent. In martial arts, they use this area as the kind of powerhouse, okay? But also in energetic terms, there's some energy centres around this area, which are around emotions. It's an emotional centre. I won't say any more than that because it's not really our field, but you know, it's a sensitive, vulnerable area. What do we have in this area? What structures do we have here? If we haven't got many bones going on in here, what we got?
The digestive system. So
Yeah, we have the digestive system. Yeah.
And at the top, the diaphragm.
Okay. So we have the diaphragm. Can I expose your tummy? Is that okay? So normally, if I'm working on the abdomen, I will take the towel up and I'll take the towel down. I'm going to tuck that in. You all right with that? Okay. So what we've got here is an area called the epigastrium here. And then the stomach is actually in quadrants. It's not important for you to know. But the epigastric area, what have we got up here? Anybody know? What's
top of the
what's
stomach?
in here? Yeah, absolutely. You've got the stomach. Stomach comes round to the left. So you've got the stomach. What's under the stomach? What sits under the stomach? Pancreas? Pancreas? Got the spleen over here. Do you know what sits under the ribs here?
Kidneys?
Kidneys are kind of further down here. What sits under the ribs here?
Liver.
Liver, absolutely. And liver just comes under here, which is what they do a lot of sounding out for, okay? So we've got the stomach coming around here. So this epigastric area is left quite sensitive, by the way. This is not an area that you want to do a lot of pressure on. Yes? Not an area at all for a lot of pressure. Then we have somebody said the large intestine, I think. Colon, did anybody say colon? Colon and small intestine. Small intestine and large intestine. Where do you think the large intestine might sit?
Lower down.
Yeah.
Above.
Well, the large intestine's round this one.
Absolutely. The large intestine comes up and round and through into the sigmoid colon and into the anus, the rectum and the anus. Okay? So the large intestine is that big bulky bit that goes round on your drawings, yes? And what's in the middle? The small intestine. So in here, between the stomach and the large intestine, we've got 22 feet of coiled small intestine. Okay? Small intestine and large intestine. And what else have we got here? Huh?
Got your muscles.
Yeah, we've got the muscles. Could you just crunch forward a little? Just bring your head up and come
What
forward.
muscles?
This one. There. So we've got the rectus abdominis in the middle. Yes? What have we got on the outside? Obliques. And what's underneath those?
No.
I was actually thinking more of the abdominal muscles. What's the deepest abdominal muscle that you've got that goes around?
Transversus?
Yeah, abdominis, yes. So we've got actually a very deep muscle that goes all the way around and links onto your spine, okay? And then we've got layers of obliques, and then we've got the rectus abdominis down the front. Six-pack. Yes? Good. So then, approaching the abdominal massage, we can actually consider it from all of those angles. One would be that it's a very vulnerable emotional centre for people. One would be that it contains the abdominal muscles, that there might be an issue with the abdominal muscles. The other might be that we want to work specifically with the digestive system. So do you think abdominal massage is important?
Yeah.
Is it? Absolutely it is. I once went to have a treatment from a new MTI tutor, and so because she wasn't trained in MTI, she had to actually give me a massage. Now, you've been taking consultations and deciding what treatments to give. Guess what area she worked on me?
Stomach.
On my abdomen. Why? Let me just go get oil. Why do you think she did that?
To help your digestive system?
Well, no, it was actually more on emotional stress level, actually. How many people do you think like abdominal massage?
I don't think people know.
Ah, yes. Because a lot of people wouldn't necessarily imagine that they're going to have an abdominal massage have the abdomen done when they have a
It's an area
massage.
that a lot of people get quite self-conscious about as well, so they
Absolutely.
wouldn't want it touched.
You need to have good
Yeah.
trust with it. I think, yeah, okay.
So you actually have to have a good relationship with somebody, and you have to give them that sense of you can trust me. Yeah? So how do we do that? I did wipe my hands, didn't I? Right, how do we do that?
Don't do percussion techniques on the person.
Actually, I might do some. I might do that
Vibrate the
plucking.
belly.
Work quite slowly and sustained. And
Slowly, sustained, yeah. We need to develop that
starts-
trust.
Sort of gentle firmness. So
I'm
like
still
sort
round
of
the wrong way. I feel like I'm round the
confidence.
wrong way.
a little bit like when you do the hold before you start any massaging.
Feels really weird. Okay,
Is it
right.
too high?
I don't know what it is.
Shall I come
It
over to
doesn't-
your
no,
side?
I can work both sides. Don't worry. It's just like something doesn't feel right then. Okay. So we were saying, how do we develop that trust? So how about the initial touch? Yeah, I've said to you there's energy centres here. There's quite important places. So generally, if I'm doing an abdominal massage, I'm going to bring my hands down very slowly, and they're cold. Sorry, Lisa. They're a little bit cold. Okay. Then what? Effleurage. So I'm going to spread the oil. How do we know where to work? I'm going to take it up there. Okay. How do we know?
you follow the muscles.
Follow the cavity more than anything. Okay. If you want to be sure, you can always check out where the iliac crest is. Okay, on either side. So I can feel his iliac crest there. I'm really not not going to go below that. I've got his symphysis pubis a little bit below that, but I'm going to stick to this area, okay?
Where's that? Would you not in general?
Just because I don't want to be that intrusive. I think, you know, we're developing trust here. If I've got to work below that, then if I've got to work onto the symphysis pubis, fine, but I want to develop his trust. I want it to feel okay. So, effleurage. Can you see that I'm doing a kind of circling?
It's a little bit like circling, but like ringing as well.
This is like that kind of patting your head. And so one is staying on, the right hand is staying on, the left hand is just coming up and over it. It doesn't matter if you can't do that, but it's a nice... What else could I do? The ringing? Would you like?
Yeah.
Okay. The ringing. Remember all of your posture. I can come up onto the ribs. What's the area of the ribs that I don't want to push into too much? The floating ribs, good. Okay. Then, if you want to, some people go right into, so I'm going to follow the transverse abdominis here. I've gone right round to the spine and I'm going to pull through. That's another thing you can do. That's where this couch is a little high for me. That's all right, I've got you. So what I'm going to do, my fingers are now just the spine side of the erectors, and I'm just going to pull through. Yeah, absolutely. It's that kind of cupping through. Oh. So then I'm going to start to work a little deeper. Which way does the colon go? Which way does the fecal matter go through the colon? Lovely discussion now. So it begins at the right iliac fossa, yes? Comes up the ascending, across the transverse colon, down the descending colon, okay? It's a good practice to work with that flow. It's a good practice to work with that flow. But I can actually change the depth of what I'm going to do depending on where I want to work. So some of the time I need to get those areas out of the way and just deepen.
Quite deep.
It is deep.
It is. I can feel it inside.
But did you notice how I did that? How do you do that? How do you get deeper?
Lower yourself in.
Very gradually. This is like a melting. So what you have to do is put your finger, you know we've done compressions? Well, there's not so much to compress against here. So actually here I'm just going to gradually, you all right? Gradually work in there. All right? The area you don't want to work too much is here in the epigastrium. All right? So, and you might want to work more specifically on the rectus abdominis. You all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right though, it is, you know, that kind of sensitivity and that kind of exposed area.
It is. Okay.
Do you ever find
So
this?
I want to show you something else. Go on, ask the
Do
question,
you ever
Dave.
find this to be unintentionally stimulating any particular bodily function?
Yes, yes, it is. They do colon massage. They do colonic massage, and you can improve the digestive system. You can do vibration work around the colon.
Do you get special tables like commode?
No.
Move away.
It's just going to help. It's just going to help the digestive process, okay? Seriously, guys, this is important because some of your clients may well suffer with things like constipation, and you can really help their digestive systems. How do you help their digestive system? Not just in the physical mood, helping the mobility of the colon, but how else? Yeah. So if you do a more relaxing, gentle, relaxing abdominal massage, then actually that's going to affect them on the sympathetic nervous system, which is going to affect the digestive system. It's going to help with everything functioning. So there's different levels. That's what I'm trying to get at here. There's different levels at which you can work with on the abdominal area on an energetic level, I would say there are 2 energy centres here, just under the belly button here, Hara, also known as the sacral chakra, and here on the solar plexus. And just really connecting in with those, with awareness. Can you just do that? You can get them to breathe more deeply. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Good. Now we're working at a different level, right? Okay, how are you doing with that? Now I'm developing a little bit more trust with him on that. Okay, so all sorts of levels. You can work on a muscular level, certainly, on the obliques, on the erectus abdominis, certainly. I work on people on their iliopsoas and the psoas. The psoas and the iliopsoas come underneath these muscles, so actually you need to get right onto the anterior part of the spine. So, you know, there's all sorts of levels you can work on abdominal muscles for that. Okay.
Just inside the hip there.
They're just literally in the pelvic bowl there, yeah, and actually up into the lumbar spine here. So this is the different levels that you can work on with abdominal massage. I don't quite know what Draw's taught before, but I wanted to show you something else, which is a technique, a part of the massage I learnt in India. You want to learn that one too? Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. So I've done quite a lot of connecting at this point. It's very deep, it's deep, sustained pressure. You okay? Good. And out, just as slowly. And then I'm going to use 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, whole hand. I've just shown you without my other hand on top so you can see. Whole hand, 4, 3, 2.
You got your finger in his belly button.
I have.
What if they've got an outie?
And I'm going to just release that really slowly. No.
Yeah, the first time was quite a surprise and a bit of a shock, but the second time was a lot easier.
When I do that one at home with clients, because I actually really like this spiral. Not spiral, it's a spiral. I really like that. I don't tend to press into the belly button because it's not something that people necessarily expect. But I actually thought I'd show you that. So why don't you come in and out from there with a real awareness on how you complete that.
What does that the compression there was?
It's more to do with energetic stuff in Ayurvedic massage. They're always looking at certain points in the body, so I don't want to go into that. It's just, it's a start and a finish, but you can check as you're practicing what feels good, what feels, yeah. So all those levels in one area. You can improve the digestion. You can really help anyone who has breathing issues. That's the other thing that Drew might have worked into. As you quite rightly say, the diaphragm is under here. So if you want to do diaphragm work, you're going to have to work quite deep under here. Yeah. And with the breath.
Isn't that same area that you said lots of?
I wasn't in the middle. It's the epigastric bit is in the middle. Why don't you feel it yourselves, guys? Right in the middle, under the sternum manubrium. Feel that area? It's very sensitive. If you come to the side now, under the ribs, not as sensitive, right? Yeah. Okay, this area right in the middle, the epigastric area, is very sensitive. You don't want to be doing too much deep work. In actual fact, that's not. I do a myofascial release which is someone sitting where I actually have to go right into that bit and around. So it's not that you can't work into this area, it's just that there has to be an awful lot of awareness if you are going to. That give you a few things to think about? Good. Good, and then you replace the towel. I'm thinking, what's time? 3:30. We need tea as well. We need a tea break, don't we?
Need to.
We don't need a tea break. Well, I'm thinking if you go away and do some abdominal massage first, and then we'll come back and do some stretching stuff. We don't really need to undress for that. That's what I was thinking. Yeah? So if you work in pairs, just practice some abdominal. So remembering that you're kind of going from the right-hand side round to the left-hand side to follow the colon, but also get a sense of what muscles are there. You can get them to tense their muscles, to move forwards or to move sideways to feel what's in there. Okay? Good. All right.
Yeah,
Good.
thank you.
Thank you.